this video is going to look at San Tul, the green tag pattern. So before we start, we need to look at the new sort of techniques and moves within San Tul. So the first one we need to look at is going to be the high out forearm block. So we've done middle before, but on this one we turn and we go to eye height with the fist so that we are protecting ourselves against a strike to the face. Okay? So from here we need to look at a move and a movement from turning on the spot. So what it's called in Korean is gujari dolgi, so spot turn. So we need to look at how we do this turn. It's important, it's very specific. So if I come face on with you, we go into a walking stance. Now we can either move from the rear foot or the front foot, but in this pattern we move from the front foot. So we have our feet on the tram lines basically, one shoulder width wide. We have a centre line straight down the middle here. Now what we need to do is we need to take the foot from the front here, we need to place it onto that centre line. But what we do is we place it in line with our heel. So what we do, we pull back slightly onto the centre line. Notice I keep my foot facing straight forwards. At this point I pivot, keeping my centre of gravity over the leg. Then I turn to here, 45 degrees with my hips. Then I come out to the next move. So if I do it the opposite way around. So from here, centre line, place on in line with the heel, rotate, my hips are 45 degrees, then I can deliver whatever technique it is. If I turn around too far, it means I'm not going to get the power into the technique, as I'll show you now. So from here, there, if I rotate too far, now all I'm using is an arm movement rather than the whole of my body. Here, 45, now I use my hips, my shoulders and the arm coming in with that move. We also have San Tul. So with San Tul, from here, straight fingertip thrust, we have a simultaneous movement. We have the arm coming across, which is blocking a strike to the solar plexus. At the same time, we have a fingertip thrust coming forwards. So to deliver this, we need to make sure that our hands, they are shoulder height. The palms facing towards me with them lightly clenched, but also just slightly on the outside of the shoulders. At this point here, they circle round, down, and then through. So the hand comes through to make the block, and then we fingertip thrust straight through the centre. My fingers should not be, or my arms should not be resting on the hand, it should be just slightly underneath here. We also have a release that comes off the back end of this. And again, this is actually performed quite incorrectly by a number of people. From this position here, we have somebody that grabs our wrist. What we need to do is we need to rotate the hand but also push forwards. And we do this by rotating the feet on the floor. So we go from a walking stance onto my balls of my feet into what is basically a sitting stance to this position here. But what I do is I push forwards. Some people push downwards and over. That is incorrect. All we need to do is push forwards to there, up onto the balls of my feet. To come out of this move, I need to push quite hard with my back leg and come round. But again, a mistake some people make is they keep this hand underneath to then deliver the Yopdung Jumuk. But we need to go to a neutral position with our hands to then deliver the Yopdung Jumuk. So from here, push forwards and forwards. So from here, rotate, my hands are in neutral. Before I get round to fully round, I lift the hands above the shoulder and then come through into Yopdung Jumuk. Again, a mistake people make is they keep the hands here and they start bringing it from this position. That is very incorrect. You just use the shoulder joint. It'll damage the shoulder joint. So we don't want to do that. It should come up with that elbow to deliver the technique and it becomes stronger that way. We also have our wedging block, hechumaki. So with our wedging block, what we need to be doing here is to deliver it. We take the hands crossed in front of us. So it's my hands just below the shoulder, or shoulder height. As we move forwards, they lift up and they push outwards and slightly downwards. So this is someone coming to grab me around the head, around the neck, around the shoulders. So from the sideways position, we cross our hands, we lift, we push and slightly downwards. Now, my blocking parts are my palm hocks here, and again, we're looking for them to be on my shoulder line. In the pattern, we have to hold them exactly where they are. And from that position, we then deliver a middle front kick, apchabasigi. So, our front kick comes out. So we need to make sure we raise the knee, but this process is around this. We need to, as we bring the knee up, we bring the heel to the backside, so we're here, in this position. From there, we then release through using our country ball of the foot. So there's a whipping action involved. So again, from here, through. We land and punch, but then this is in fast motion, so we need to do the next one straight afterwards. But we notice my heels on the floor, so I lift and bounce and through. So one more time, some for my hechimaki, kick, punch, punch. We don't want to go fast, bang, bang. We need to have a slight gap between them, very marginal, because we need to do both of them very powerfully. So, with the bounce, if we look at the technicalities of that, once we've done our first punch, what happens is the knee bends slightly, we lift the heel up, and as we drop the heel, then we bring the second punch in. So it's this movement, there, okay? Last but not least, we have our knife hand strike, but we're doing it from sitting stance. So from our sitting stance here, then we have our knife hand strike, one shoulder width, one fist below the shoulder. But then transitioning into the next piece where we step up and through, again, this can be done a little bit incorrectly, but also explained incorrectly sometimes. Some people talk about the leg going out on an elliptical move. So from here, the leg going elliptically, so it has this sort of semicircular movement on it. But this isn't sort of really explained very well, because just move the leg doesn't do anything biomechanically. What we need to do is move the pelvis. With the pelvis, the leg attached to it, then the leg does the movement with the pelvis. So from stepping up to here, we move the pelvis off the straight line here, so that when it comes back, we start using that body movement. So again, hips, shoulders, and delivery with the hands. So if I show you fully, here, here. So we're using our hips, shoulder, and then in. The same thing we'd do with any block. When we come with any block, we're in this position here. As I deliver the block, then we'll have my hip comes in, my shoulder comes in, my arm comes in. It's exactly the same process. What I'd like to do is to go through multiple times through the different techniques. So again, if we come from here, doing some Sangatolgi. Repetitions of that. Also go on to the hechimaki with the front kick double punch. So again, go from Gunny Chumbi Sogi. So from here we step forward. So we do multiple times, get used to it. Then, multiple times, from here, here, and back again. We can do both sides. We don't need to just do the one side just because it's in the pattern. So, let me now take you fully through the pattern. We'll talk you through it. Out forearm block, high. Middle punch. We need to differentiate between the two. We then go on to our Jaradolgi, 45 with the hips. Neutral chamber, then deliver. Off front leg. Now from here, we need to make sure that we are setting the foot slightly so that we're coming into it. Whenever we move, we try to set that foot, make it easy on ourselves. Rather than keeping it straight and then rotating it, from here, set the foot, and knife hand guard and block. Through. Sun Sangatolgi. Release. Neutral, deliver. High above the shoulder and deliver. Now, this is a tough piece. We've got to rotate all the way around. So we need to take our weight onto the front leg, so we need to screw down. We need to keep our head the same height. So here, notice again, my pelvis, 45 degrees, and then deliver my high block. Middle punch, repeat the side. 45 degrees, with the pelvis, deliver. Now, going down the CD line, down the centre line, people make a mistake on this as well. It's changed quite a few times. Our angle we need to be off is 25 degrees. The way we look at that is, my foot on a walking stance is at 25 degrees at the rear. So if we have that on the straight line, we know we're doing the right angle. So we come in, so my foot is still on the straight line. I deliver my hechimaki down, foot straight line, I'm now at 25 degrees. Hold the hands where they are, don't let them move. Now I repeat the other side. From here, my foot is on the straight line and out. So now I know at 25 degrees of the CD line. I then come back onto the CD line, rising block, round, 45 degrees with my pelvis, deliver. over, 45, and deliver. Do San Tul. And then we come back to Chumbi. So, let's do it all the way through. Dosan and Chumbi. So go through the drills multiple times, through the separate pieces of the pattern, then start putting them together, just the front line, go up and down, and the top line, then put it all together. Okay, good luck with it and enjoy.